Hi guys, Ron and Will here.
And Michelle.
And today we're here with another board game review.
And what are we?
Review.
And what are we reviewing?
We are going to be reviewing. You want to show them?
Da 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 da.
Apparently, she's learning how to be Mike Wazowski by blocking her face. We're going to be reviewing Harry Potter, Hogwarts Battles. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a let's play of it. This is actually really short. The first game in this is a very short one, so we'll probably do the whole game and then we'll come back up here and give it a review.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys down there. Okay, guys. So this is the game board. We punched out all of the little markers here. We actually have finished the entire game, so we have a few extra markers that you don't start with, but as you progress and open boxes you get extra markers.
And the boxes are included in the game.
Yeah, you have all 70 years. So this and this bag are probably the two most important bags right now. So these little lightning bolts are the attack markers. Man, this is just, sorry guys, we're testing out like new recording locations.
Could be moved.
And it's hard for me to see what's on screen right now because of where I'm placed. So Michelle's setting up her
character,
Ron Weasley. I'm going to play Harry. We actually didn't play as either of them the first time we played this game.
Yeah, you were Hermione and I was Neville.
So these are your ministry chips. Ministry of Magic is your influence, and then of course you have your health marker. So this starts both players at health 10. Level health 10.
Level health 10.
That's great English, and it describes absolutely nothing. So we're just going to leave the rest of them right there because you need them in a central location that everybody can access. The heart markers you do not. You only need one per character. And then the last thing you're going to need in game one, damn it, come on, are these
really cool metal.
These, I actually wish all of the markers were these. Like, well, not these particular ones, but like
the
metal. They're nice metal markers. And these are villain or Death Eater influence markers.
Yes.
All right. So on top of that, you get a game board.
Woohoo!
Here's your health track.
You never actually KO.
You never get, you're never out of the game. So very important to know. You can get stunned, but you're never, once you're stunned, you get reset to the beginning, to full health. We'll go through that if that comes up. After that, you have your space you put your health your attack markers and your influence markers. It's just a good way to help keep track of everything. And at the bottom, it tells you what you do when you're stunned. So, and there's a cat. Discard all the tokens and half the cards in your hand. Add one
of these.
One death mark to the location. Reset your hand. Reset your health to 10 at the end of the turn. Okay, which sometimes actually pays off.
Oh yeah, especially if the villain does stupid attacks and stuff.
So I've got Harry. For year one Harry, and they also provide with the Hogwarts, London Hogwarts, which is just telling you the turn, step-by-step stuff. Am I in frame? Sorry guys, again, still learning the setup, what's the best option. I'm going to set up right here.
He's also sitting on a chair.
Well, I have to sit on the chair so I can watch the camera, and my God, I just barely have my character in frame.
Why don't you sit have the camera flip so we can. Never mind.
Well, hold on, guys.
Woo! Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see my side.
that's nice. Okay, so we're gonna
Welcome.
slide this back. We'll just have to walk you through everything that happens. We're gonna only probably play a couple of rounds at the most.
So you get
So.
a general idea.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of a rough setup here right now. Okay, that goes to 10.
Yes.
I'm gonna remove that piece. Everybody has their own starting deck. They're pretty much all the same except for the following. Each character gets an ally, aka a pet,
Yes.
and 2 unique items. So Harry has the firebolt and of course his invisibility cloak.
Of course.
And then the rest of the cards
For spells.
are all the same spell, Ala Humora.
Alahomara.
Ala Humora. Do you know what that spell is for?
No.
No. That was unlocking doors.
Sure.
No, wait.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
it's
because
for unlocking doors.
I don't know why I was thinking Lumos.
Lumos is light.
Lumos is light.
And you can actually use your voice for Google. Say Lumos, and then the flashlight comes on.
Weird.
And Nox is turning it off.
Yeah. All right,
Looks
so
a bit-
you're going to shuffle your starting deck. There's only 10 cards in your starting deck.
And how do you get more cards?
You have to buy them. We forgot to
Set up the board?
Set up the board.
Let's set up the board.
All right, so
Start out with the rest of the cards for the decks.
that's the Hogwarts deck. You shuffle that.
Already did.
Again, it grows with every game. You then have the Death Eater. I'm going to use my wand.
You
So
can use
you have
your
a Death
wand.
Wand.
It's quite literally.
You go whoosh. Yes, I'm lazy. I feel like using a wand to point at stuff. This is the Dark Arts deck.
You just see on the camera.
You are the worst when it comes to recording and trying to do stuff. Okay, so that
Are you
there.
sure about that?
The cat is shaking, you guys. I'm sorry.
You probably smell her sniffing.
Smell her sniffing.
You probably hear her sniffing.
Smell her sniffing.
Smell her sniffing. She's gonna knock
Okay.
the camera.
You have location cards. Game 1 only has 2 locations. And as the game progresses, the locations become harder to defend, as well as worse stuff happening to you as you lose locations. And finally, you have the Death Eater deck,
Which is your villains.
which is all your villains that you're trying to defeat during the game. So, last thing we have to do is we have to reveal 6 cards.
And mind you, the game board literally
Shows you where they
shows
go.
you where they have to go.
You can see it slightly on here. It might be a little bit better when in post. So, first thing you do, both players draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I could count to 5, I would be good. All right. So,
Okay.
do you want to start or should I? I take it I'll start
I have
because we also forgot to reveal the first villain.
Oh.
Okay, so first villain is Crab and Goyle. Each villain has their own ability.
So far away.
I know. They have an ability and a reward for when you defeat them. So Crab and Goyle's ability says,
Each time a Dark Arts event or villain caused a hero to discard a card, that hero loses 1 heart.
okay. So, first thing that happens is actually we draw as many Dark Arts as indicated on the location. So in this case, 1.
Yeah.
So, and this one says, he who must not be named, add 1 to the location. So we just put a marker on there. If the location gets 5 markers, or 4 markers
4
on
markers
this
in this one.
one, and that person is the person's turn that it was that got that 4th one on, we lose that location. So you have a little bit of leeway, but not a lot.
Right.
All right, so in my hand, I can play 4 Alahamoras. Again, need to learn how to count. That gives me 4 chits. Chits. Pieces. Chits.
Chips.
Okay, and then my other one is the invisibility cloak.
Ooh, what does that do?
It gains 1, and if this is in your hand, you cannot lose any more than 1 health for a dark arts or a villain effect. So, that's actually very good. Again, when we first played this, we played this completely blind, so we just picked whatever characters we felt like, and I felt Harry was a little too overused, and how great is it that Hermione was just like, I'm not going to take shit from everybody anymore, I'm going to beat the crap out of all the villains.
Yeah. Oh, she beat them all right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, take your pick on
so
anything.
5, I will buy Descendio, which gives me an attack, or 2 attacks.
Ooh.
Just like any other deck building game, you have to use everything in your hand till you have 0 cards left per turn. And when you,
Gain the card.
When you gain the card, unless you played something that allows you to put it at the top of your deck, it goes to your discard pile.
Until you reshuffle.
With that, my turn is over, and the last thing we do is refill that spot.
No,
Very important to note, you do not refill it while you still are buying.
No.
Because later on this game you can actually buy
The whole.
a whole section. And then you draw 5 cards.
So since we already got.
And that's my turn, so now Michelle gets to go.
Woohoo! So I draw this. Dark Arts. Flipendo. Active hero loses 1 heart and discard a card.
Okay. So now she'd only lose 1 health, except for the fact that Crab and Goyle, when you discard a card, add an extra damage. So Michelle took 2 hits.
I'm discarding Alohomora.
Okay.
So I got 3 of those anyway, so 3 of those. Ooh.
3 Alahamoras.
Gives me 3 of these. Then I have Birdie Bots, every flavor beans. Gain 1 these. And for each ally played this turn, gain 1 attack.
Okay. So nothing. You didn't play any allies.
No.
That would be like, you know,
Each.
for each ally you played. So somebody like Hedwig or Pigwidgeon. All right. So you got 4. All right. So you can pretty much buy everything except for the other Descendio.
That one.
Okay.
This one is Incendio.
Incendio. It gets very confusing because a lot of these spells sound the same. Okay, so it's my turn again. So if Michelle would be so kind as to reveal the Dark Arts.
Of course. You got Explosio. Active hero loses 2.
Okay. So I take 2 wounds.
Yes.
That's
1,
1.
2.
There we go. I can count.
I hope so.
3 Alahamoras.
Ooh.
Okay, and then I have Hedwig, which I can either choose an attack or to heal 2. I'm okay on damage right now, so I'm going to actually gain the attack. And then I also have the Firebolt, which gives me another attack. And if I was to knock out a villain, I gain an additional ministry or an additional influence. So I'm going to just assign the attack since I know it's not going to do much. You can spend and use attacks in any order.
Right.
Spend influence and move your attacks in any order. So for 3, I'm going to buy Reparo because I can't buy Hagrid.
Oh.
Okay. So now I'm out of deck, which means I have to reshuffle. Again, standard
Deck building
game. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay.
My turn.
Michelle's turn.
And I got He Who Should Not Be Named. Gain 1 to the location.
Alright.
Now, I am going to have 3 Alahomoras.
Okay.
And I think my deck's very similar to Harry's, so I'm going to have Clean Sweep 11, which is gain 1 attack, and if you defeat the villain, you also gain the other thing, but I don't think I'm going to gain. And I got a Pidgewiggin.
Pidgewiggin.
No, there's no D in there. It's Pig. Widgeon.
Pidgewiggin.
Whatever. So I get another attack. So I have 2 attack and 3 of the
Okay, so
influence.
here's 2 attack
2 attack.
and 3 influence. So basically you had literally the same hand I did.
Right. That's what I'm saying. These two are very similar.
Well, I mean, all characters pretty much, again, starting decks are almost identical.
So for 3.
Reparo?
Reparo.
Reparo!
Oh.
Went flying. Okay. Alright.
I wanted Hagrid.
So, at this point, Crab and Goyle only have 1 hit point left.
Can you kill them? No.
I might be able to take care of them, but we have to reveal the Dark Arts first.
Hold on. Alright, don't hold on.
So, we have...
Oh.
Petrificus.
I hate these
Petrification. Okay, all heroes lose 1 health.
Okay.
And cannot draw extra cards this turn.
Oh.
Does not really affect me this turn. I know it used to really like bother you when you were playing as Neville when that would happen. So 3 Alahomoras.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use Hedwig to do 1 damage. And then I'm going to use the Invisibility Cloak to gain 4 influence. So
1 influence to equal 4.
What? Yes.
Yeah.
To gain up to, so I have 4 influence.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start by having the KO on Crab and Goyle. And
Alright.
once you KO a villain,
You get the reward.
You
All
get the
heroes draw a card.
okay, which kind of sucks because we can't draw a card this turn because of the curse.
That's kind of funny, actually.
You should note that if, let's say I had 4 attack, or, you know, I had extra attack and Crab and Goyle only needed 1, because there's no other villains, I cannot assign it to another villain.
It's just kind of wasted.
It kind of is just wasted.
Which is, it's sad, especially in the beginning.
Okay, so 4, I'm going to buy Hagrid.
Oh.
Hey, he knew Harry since he was a babe.
A babe.
A baby.
A babe.
Okay, so we forgot to reveal another villain.
Oh, sorry. Next villain is Cornelius Quirrell. Active hero loses 1.
Okay, so Quirrell has just a continuous effect, which most later villains will have continuous effects.
Yeah. So, my turn?
Yes. Oh, we forgot to tell you that after you defeat a villain, Michelle actually did it, and we forgot to mention, you would remove 1 influence marker from the location, as well as then being able to remove that villain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright. I got Flipendo. Active hero loses 1 and discard a card. I technically lose 2 because of Quirrell.
Alright, so Michelle's hurting a little bit now.
Alright. I'm going to gain 2 of the tokens.
Oh, 2 influence?
2 influence.
Okay.
I can never say the name. I can never remember the stupid names. 1. Actually, 1 more influence. And 1 attack.
Okay.
So I got 3 influence.
You can buy wood.
Yeah, give me wood.
Okay, so you get wood.
Okay.
And then you're assigning that attack, I guess, to Quirrell.
Obviously.
Alright.
And that's it I can do?
That's the end of her turn. So my turn, I'll take the one from Coral already, and then can we get a Dark Arts?
Personification. All heroes lose one and cannot draw an extra card.
Okay, so we're getting hit quite a lot. There's really no defensive way of dealing with this stuff. Well, defensive as in just ignoring attacks.
Oh, yeah.
So I spend 3, I gain 3. I get Descendio, which gives me 2 attack now.
Ooh.
And my, of course, Firebolt.
3 attack.
Gives 3 attack.
Nice. Whoops. Run away attacks.
So my 3 resources, I'll spend.
Probably 2 wrong.
I'm actually going to buy Essence of Dittany, which kind of just means I had 1 extra point left over. Couldn't use it on anything else, so it just gets lost.
Yep.
So.
My turn.
Yep.
Okay. I lose 1 from Coral. Then. He who should not be named. Add to the location.
That's not a bad one.
No.
I was honestly expecting you to be KO'd this turn.
No.
Stunned.
You don't actually KO.
Well, you are KO'd. You're knocked out. You're stunned.
RKO.
TKO.
2 influence from Alahomora. Then I'm gonna pick Reparo and draw a card.
Okay.
Alahomora. Gonna do Incendio, get an attack, and draw a card. Alahomora.
Hey, you've got 4 points right now. Can you get 5?
No.
No.
I'm actually not gonna heal. I'm gonna do the attack.
Okay.
It should kill him.
It should knock him out.
Yes. But I'm gonna do the 4.
Lumos gives all players draw a card.
No, let's go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you're going to knock out Quirrell.
Yes.
Okay, and what's his effect?
All heroes gain 1 influence and 1 heart.
Okay.
Oh.
Which benefits me as well because that allows me to be a little bit healthier for the next round. So
The next?
we're going to reveal the villain.
Last
which
villain?
is Draco.
Draco Malfoy. And his is, each time
A location.
location is added to the location, active hero loses 2.
Okay.
Alright.
So go ahead and
Dark
reveal.
heart.
Yep.
Explosion! Active hero loses 2 heart.
Okay, so instead of Draco doing it, I just get blasted in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish I had my invisibility cloak right now. Okay, so that's 4 influence.
So you have 5 altogether.
So I have 5 altogether. And then I have Reparo, which I'll use to draw a card since I don't need any more than 5 influence this turn. Hey, Essence of Dittany. I'm going to use it on myself to heal 2 damage. So I'm going to spend all 5, and I guess I'll buy the other Descendio. So no real damage from me this turn, but I was able to get enough influence that next turn we should be able to deal some decent damage. 1, 2.
Nice. Alright, so this is the last card for the Dark Arts. Explosio! I lose 2.
Okay, so when we run out of Dark Arts, unfortunately it's not, yay, we can ignore everything now. No, it's reshuffle and
put it back in.
Keep going.
Yep. Fun times, fun times. There we go. Okay, so 1 automatic influence. I'm going to do from Alahomora. I'm going to draw a card. Okay. All heroes draw a card. Yeah, My item, game attack.
Sorry.
Alright, and then my pitchwork. I'm actually gonna heal
That's a good idea.
2.
Okay.
And every flavor of beans, since I played an ally, I gain an attack and a influence.
Alright, so again, right now it doesn't matter what order she does it in. She can just add 2 attack. 4. Okay. So Draco's looking a little unhappy right now.
He's always look unhappy.
Sorting hat is the new one we just added. So this is an interesting little thing I noticed when we first opened it. We have first year Harry, Ron, and all the others. But Draco is from movies 6 and 7.
His outfit.
His picture.
His picture. Like
So-
Draco is in the beginning, yes. But his picture is for later on.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have included like a young Draco and an older Draco.
Yeah, but
But
that's
they
too
didn't.
easy.
Okay, so can I get a Dark Arts, please?
I mean, if you really want it.
I don't really. Well, I might want it actually. It might be fun.
Active hero loses 1 heart and discard a card.
Okay, so I was kind of hoping for either increasing the location or the 2 damage. Because I had the invisibility cloak, which automatically reduces how much damage I take by 1. So the card I discard is Alhamora. I think this is game at this point because I'm going to play Descendio, gives 2 attack.
Nice.
The invisibility cloak, which only gives 1 influence.
Alright.
Flipendo, which gives 1 attack.
Alright.
Hedrig, which I'll use to gain 1 attack. And then Agard, who gives 1 attack, and both of us heal 1 damage.
Woohoo!
Alright, so let me, if I made the math right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 2 is 6.
Well, you also you missed 1 too, so you had 5 with you. There's 1 on there. You missed it.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying, you overkilled him.
So, I took out Draco. His thing is he lets you remove an extra influence from the location. However, that really doesn't apply at this point because we have no more villains. Once there are no more villains, that's the end of the game.
Woohoo!
Woo, we won.
Without
Anyway, guys, so that was our Let's Play of the first level. I guess technically, yeah, it's a level.
Game 1.
Game 1, level 1, whatever you want to call it, of Hogwarts
Battle
Battle.
of Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Anyway, so what did you think of the game?
I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I did like it. I mean, it's a deck building game.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. It was okay.
All right. I enjoyed it. I really do enjoy. I don't know if I enjoy the Harry Potter books as much as I enjoy like the world.
Oh yeah, I love the Wizarding World. It's just
This is a good introductory game, and it's definitely a game that most Harry Potter fans should own, I would say.
oh yeah. It has all the characters.
It definitely beats Wizard Chess.
I think a lot of things beat Wizard Chess.
Oh, that was thunder.
Yes.
We're having a rainstorm right now. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the first game is very simple, and they actually explain in the rules
Step by
that if the first, if you're experienced with deck building games like we are, that you actually should play the first 3 games. You know, skip the first 2 and just do games 3 through 6. 3 through 7, sorry.
Yes.
But
we wanted to experience the whole game.
yeah,
So
something about like it actually being like you're growing, which I felt was a great thing and a terrible misstep on their part. The reasoning for that is twofold. It's great because every game you open a new box and you get to see what's next, and there's new villains, new cards, new abilities, everything. Like, stuff changes so much from game to game that your game 1 is nothing like game 2.
No,
and
it really isn't.
I mean, game 1 compared to game 7 is just no.
It's a 180.
It's like you're playing two completely different games at that point. That said, my biggest issue with this game is the fact that they have villains that aren't recurring villains.
Oh.
Continually being used in the game.
Like Quirrell,
the
Basilisk.
Oh, basically all the guys that are like the one major villain
in the movie or in the book
are continually
being
reused. I'm sure there's a variant that allows you to just, pull this guy out and just fight this character twice or something like that. There was that issue, and then the starting decks, I actually have a dislike of the starting decks. Because
you really don't know the character and how they're played.
Well, that's not my issue. My issue is that after the first 2 years, so after year 1 and 2, game 1 and 2, game 3 introduces special abilities to your characters.
Right, I forgot about that.
And then again at game 7, which I feel like they should have introduced it a little bit earlier. Game 7, you get your character's full abilities.
Yes, plus other stuff.
Somewhere in there you also get your proficiency ability, which is another whole ability on top of
so you
your
have
natural thing.
You have to remember every little, remember this and then remember that. Oh yeah, you have to get this done.
But my problem is the starting decks never get better.
No, it's always the same.
It's always the same, which, yes, it's a starting deck. You're always going to start out with a weaker deck than where you finish. However,
you're starting like that for game 7.
Yeah, you're starting every game with the same, what is it? It's the same...
Alahomoras.
It's the same 7 Alahomoras, 2 items, and one
ally.
Animal, honestly. They all have an animal.
They all have pets.
Which, I don't know, I feel like they could have done something better with maybe game 5 or maybe game 5.
And
give completely new starting decks for everybody.
Yeah.
Which, again, it would have been more work, but I think that would have been such a cool.
It's just like they're updating themselves in the movies and the games.
Yeah, like they're growing stronger. So.
Yeah, why can't the game be?
I considered also trying to play a variant where you just keep the cards you bought from game to game, but that wouldn't work because by game 3, you're going to have so many cards in your deck and you're so overpowered that it's not even funny. Yeah. That's the other thing I didn't like is most deck building games have a way to get rid of your early cards, your useless cards, Alahomaras in this case.
In this though, you
can't. In this, you don't get rid of them. You literally have them from the first draw to the last draw. Either you win or lose. You still have the same cards.
You can use them to discard.
Right, which I guess is okay, but
you don't get rid of them completely.
The idea behind deck building games is that you want to hone your deck. You want to customize your deck to be your deck for this match. And because you don't get rid of the starting cards, you kind of can't do that.
True.
Again, I understand not getting rid of the Firebolt and Hedwig and stuff, but why would you? You're still stuck with Alahomoras.
Yeah.
The artwork is great.
They're
was
beautiful.
Pulled off out of the movies. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, again, the evolution of the game is great.
Yes, I love the part where it's when you first open the box, the main box. No, the main box.
The main one.
It says in the instructions, don't open the other boxes.
Yeah.
You have to wait until you finish the one after that.
Yeah, it's
So it's a nice surprise.
like a lot of games actually nowadays. They're evolution games, I guess you could call them. Or not really. I can't think of what they're called, but you have like Charterstone does that. This one obviously does that. What was the other game called? Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven is a big one. I'd love to get Gloomhaven. It's a little pricey right now, meaning it's like $150. But supposedly Gloomhaven is a game that will take you a year to finish.
Oh my goodness.
Just because there's so many different things. It's an RPG / board game / like it,
there's just so much to it.
It's so much to it that yes, it can take you a year to complete.
Right, because there is so much.
And there's stuff like that I get excited about. I love the fact that there's like this game. Yes, it's one game, but there's multiple aspects that every time you go and play, it changes.
It can. And we only play for two player.
We only play 2-player. We don't know how the 4-player is going to evolve, but I think that might be a good game to test with 4 players.
Especially we knew a lot of people who like Harry Potter, so it would be a nice game for them to play.
Even if they're not a big fan of Harry Potter, if they're a big fan of deck builders, this is a great deck builder for the lack of versatility or lack of minor deck builder things. So overall, what would you give it?
1 out of 10?
Sure.
Or 1 out of 5?
I think we did 1 to 5.
Alright, 1 out of 5.
Sorry guys, it's been a while since we recorded the last game video.
So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 wands.
4 out of 5 wands. Okay. I enjoy the evolution aspect. And again, the deck building was fun to me.
Yes.
But because of the fact that you have like
the same villains
and it just gets stale after a while fighting the same villain. You learn when you're facing him. Okay, we do this real quick, or we can take our time with this character.
Yeah.
And the fact that like everything except for your starting decks evolve, I feel like that brings me down to about a 3 out of 5. Right in the middle. I enjoyed the game, but I don't think it's
the greatest.
An amazing game. That said, there's an expansion to it that we haven't gotten yet.
No.
That one is Mystical Beasts. Magical Beasts, Mystical Beasts, whatever. So when we get that one, we probably will do a follow-up review for it.
Yeah, and maybe we'll change our minds. Who knows?
Might bring it up, might bring it down, who knows.
Who knows?
So, that's it.
That's
guys. If you like this video, please comment and subscribe down below. Let us know what you think. And until next time, we will...
the next game.
We will be pretending we're wizards. Woo!